welcome back. We were learning about algebraic identities in the last session. In this session, we will be learning linear equations in one variable. So let us begin this session with the introduction of certain concepts in algebra. Let us consider a rectangle. You know that a rectangle consists of length and breadth. Yes? Now, do you remember the formula for the area of a rectangle? Do you? Yes. What is the formula? Area is equal to L into B, where L is length and B is breadth. So, area of the rectangle is what? L into B square units. Now, we are not going to talk about the area of a rectangle, whereas we are going to consider the perimeter, which is denoted by P. So, perimeter of a rectangle is given by the formula as 2 times L plus B. That is 2 into L plus B units. Now, in this perimeter, let us take the values alone. P, L and B are not fixed. Okay? And 2 is fixed value. Why do I say that P, L and B are not fixed? Because they depend on the size of the rectangle. Okay? They depend upon the length and breadth. Depending upon the length and breadth of the rectangle, we get the perimeter of the rectangle. But what happens to the 2? It is not changing. It is fixed. Now, since 2 is fixed and the other elements, that is P, L and B, are changing, that is, it depends upon other factors, P, L and B are called as variables, whereas the value which is fixed, 2, is called as the constant. Yes? So now we are going to algebra. Algebraic expression. So what is algebraic expression? An algebraic expression is a mathematical phrase having one or more algebraic terms, including variables, constants and operating symbols. Just now we learned what are variables and constants. Here operating symbols means plus, minus, multiplication and division. So that are the 4 operating symbols. So an algebraic expression is a mathematical phrase having one or more algebraic terms. So algebraic terms you already know, you have already learnt in your previous classes what are algebraic terms. So it includes, the algebraic expression includes one or maybe more than one algebraic terms having variables, constants and the plus symbols, minus symbol, that is the operating symbols. Now let us consider the example. 4x square plus 5x plus 7xy plus 100. Now this is an algebraic expression where you have the algebraic terms, variables are there, constants are there and the operating symbol plus is in between the terms. Now let us split what are the terms we are going to use here. First let us talk about the variables. So here given in the example, what is a variable? As I said earlier, variables depend on the number. Okay, it is not fixed. So here x square, x and xy are the variables of the given algebraic expression. Next, constant, the number which doesn't change, it is fixed, it's called as a constant. And here in this equation 100 is the constant term because I don't have any variable with it, so that if I substitute a value for a variable, it doesn't change, it is the same. Next, talking about coefficient. So the first term 4x square is there, so 4 is a constant there, x square is a variable. Now together they are termed as first term. Okay. Now here coefficient of x square is nothing but the number which is multiplied with the term. Okay, that is x square. Here 4 is the coefficient of x square. Next, coefficient of x What is the coefficient of x? What is the number next to x? 5. Yes. Next, coefficient of x, y term. What is the number multiplied with xy? It is 7. Yes. Very good. Now, we'll be moving on to equations. What is an equation? An equation is a statement that asserts the equality of two expressions. So suppose I'm having two equations, that is expressions, and the expressions are written one on each side of an equal to symbol. So expressions here, it means algebraic expressions. Okay. So here this is how an equation is formed. Consider the example 3x plus 2 is equal to 11. So 3x plus 2 and 11 are joined together by an equal symbol. Now you have 3x plus 2 as the left hand side of the equation and 11 as the right hand side of the equation. Left hand side is written as LHS and right hand side is written as RHS. So this is an equation, and this is how you frame an equation with a equal to symbol. Now moving on to linear equations. An equation containing only one variable with its highest power as 1 is called a linear equation. So this equation should have the highest power as only 1. That is called as the linear equation. Example 3x minus 7 is equal to 10. Okay. Now here x is a variable, minus 7 and 10 are constants. Now here, what is the degree of x? It is 1. So throughout in this equation, what is the highest power? It is 1. So I say that this 3x minus 7 is equal to 10 is a linear equation. Moving on to linear equations in one or more variables. X plus 5 is equal to 25. So I have given a algebraic equation. X plus 5 is equal to 25 is an equation. Is formed by one variable x. So throughout the equation there is only one variable, and that is x, whose highest power is 1. Yes. So hence it is called a linear equation in one variable. So whenever there is only one variable and the highest power is 1, we call it as a linear equation in one variable. Now this linear equation is also known as a simple equation. Okay, the other name for linear equation in one variable is known as simple equation. Now here consider another equation, x plus y is equal to 45. Now here in this equation I can find x and y variables. So there are two variables and the power, both the powers are 1, and the highest means both are having 1 means the power is 1 only. Hence we call it as a linear equation in two variables. So it is linear equation because the highest power is what? 1, and there are two variables x and y. So that is what is called as linear equation in two variables. Do you understand, children? Now moving on to solution of a linear equation. How to find a solution for a linear equation. Now the value which replaces a variable in an equation so as to make the two sides of equation equal is called a solution or root of the equation. That is, what is the meaning of solution of an equation? That is what is given in the sentence. If I do the examples, you will understand what is given. So solution is also known as root of the equation. So if we have to find the value of the variable, that is what we are going to do. Okay, so there are two methods, the do undo method. The other is the transposition method. First we will talk about the do undo method. So here I am going to take only one equation for both the two methods. So given equation is x minus 7 is equal to 6. So now this equation, I have both the LHS and RHS. Yes, x minus 7 is the left hand side and 6 is the right hand side. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to remove the minus 7 by adding 7 on both the sides. I want to find only the value of x. I don't want any other numbers. Okay, so I have to think of a method to eliminate the numbers. So first, what I'm having in my left hand side, I'm having x minus 7. So I have to remove that minus 7. What I'm going to do? To remove the minus 7, I have to add with 7, because minus 7 plus 7 becomes 0, and what is remaining over there? Only x. So here I cannot add only on one side of the equation. If I have to add or subtract a number, I have to do it on both the sides of the equation. So here I'm going to add plus 7 on both the equations. So what is there? X minus 7 plus 7, that is equal to 6 plus 7. Now in my left hand side there is x minus 7 plus 7. So minus 7 plus 7 will get cancelled, and here in my right hand side it is 6 plus 7. So adding, what happens? 6 plus 7 is 13. So now I have the value of x, that is equal to 13. Now the same equation I'm going to use transposition method. Okay, so consider the equation x minus 7 is equal to 6. Transposition method is transposing, or I can say transporting a number from one side of the equation to the other side. So here I'm going to use that method. Now consider this, x minus 7 is equal to 6. This, I want to find the value of x by eliminating the 7. So I'm going to transport minus 7 to the other side. So I have written the number with the arrow symbol. So x minus 7 is equal to 6. Here I'm going to transport minus 7 to the other side. Now when I transport a number with any symbol, plus symbol or minus symbol, if I transport a number with the plus symbol, the other side becomes the opposite symbol. So plus becomes minus, here it is minus. So what will happen? Minus 7, when I transport to the other side, becomes plus 7. Yes. Now after transposing, what is remaining? X is equal to 6 plus 7. So what is 6 plus 7? It is 13. So we have found the value of x is equal to 13. So here there are two methods. You can use any method unless and until if they have asked you to use only a certain method. Okay. So in exam you can use any method. But if in the question it is asked to use only this particular method, you have to use that particular method. Understood? Yes. So now we are going to start 3.6 exercise. So first we are going to learn the fill in the blanks. Now first question, the value of x in the equation x plus 5 is equal to 12 is 7. I have already written the answer, but the explanation part I have done it separately. So now let's look at the explanation. X plus 5 is equal to 12. I have taken that as it is. Now to find the value of x, what I should do? I am going to use any one of the methods, the do undo method or transposing method. So I feel the transposing method is a little bit easier than the do undo method. Both are easy, but I feel that this is more easier than that. So what I have used here is I have used transposing method. X plus 5 is equal to 12. I am going to transpose plus 5 to the other side of the equation. So plus 5 becomes minus 5. So x is equal to 12 minus 5. Now 12 minus 5, when you subtract, what is the answer? 7. So the answer is 7 for the first pillar. Second one, the value of y in the equation y minus 9 is equal to minus 5 plus 7 is 11. So here I have to find the value of y. Now I have to find the value of y by solving it. So here what I am going to do is I am going to transpose minus 9 to the right hand side of the equation. So in my right hand side what I am having? Minus 5 plus 7. Now transposing minus 9 to the other side, minus becomes plus 9. So what are the numbers you're having? Minus 5 plus 7 plus 9. So first I'm going to take two like terms. So plus 7 and plus 9, when I add, what is the answer? It is 16. Yes, 16. 16 plus 16 minus 5 we are having. So plus 16 minus 5, I have to subtract the numbers. So what is the answer? It is plus 11. Yes. So what is the answer? 11. Now third sum. The value of m in the equation 8m is equal to 56 is 7. So here I have to find what is the value of m in the given equation 8m is equal to 56. Now 8m means that 8 is multiplied with m. Yes. So in order to find the value of m, I'm going to transpose 8 to the other side, which is multiplied with m. So here 8m, 8 into m. When it transpose, it becomes the opposite symbol, that is divide. Okay, so multiplication becomes subtraction, subtraction becomes addition becomes subtraction, subtraction becomes addition. Yes. Similarly for multiplication and division, multiplication becomes division and division becomes multiplication when you are changing the numbers from one side to the other side, that is transposing. Now here 8m is given, so 8 is multiplied with m, that means that 8 is multiplied with m, transposing to the other side becomes division, so that is what is written as 56 by 8. So when I divide 56 by 8, it is 7 times, so value of m is 7. Next question, the value of p in the equation 2p by 3 is equal to 10 is. So I have to find what is the value of p in the given equation. So 2p divided by 3 is equal to 10. So what is going to happen here? 2p by 3. So by divided by 3. That division, when I transpose to the other side, it becomes multiplication. So what is left behind? 2p is equal to 10 is there. 10, this transposing of divide symbol by, that is by 3, will change into multiplication. So what is that? 10 into 3 is 30. Now here the previous sum, what we did, 8m is equal to 56. We transported 8 to the other side, becomes division. So similarly 2p is there. So transposing 2 to the other side becomes 30 by 2, that is 20. 30 by 2, when you divide it is 15. So the answer is 15. The last sum, the linear equation in one variable has one solution. Okay, the linear equation in one variable has only one solution. Next, say true or false. The shifting of a number from one side of an equation to the other side is called as transposition. So that is what we learned, two methods, right? So shifting of a number from one side of an equation to the other side is called as transposition. Yes, it is true. Next one, linear equation in one variable has only one variable with power 2. Is it correct? What we learned, what is the meaning of linear? The highest power in the equation should be 1, not 2. So what is it? Is it true? It is false. Very good. Next, match the following. I've given the answers, but I want you people to try it as a homework. That's also easy. You're just going to find the value of x by using the method, any of the two methods. Okay, so try it as homework. So now let us move on to how to find the solution for x and y. It's fourth sum, find x and y. So what is the first question? 2x by 3 minus 4 is equal to 10 by 3. So that is the question. 2x by 3 minus 4 is equal to 10 by 3. Now I have to find what is the value of x here. There is only one variable. Throughout the equation there is only one variable, and that is x. I have to find what is the value of x. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to transpose this minus 4 on the left hand side. 2x by 3 minus 4 is there. So I'm going to take the minus 4 to the other side, so it becomes plus 4. So what is happening to this equation? 2x by 3 is equal to 10 by 3 plus 4. Okay, now both the sides what I'm having, 10 by 3 plus 4 is there and 2x by 3 is there. Now I'm going to take the LCM and I'm going to add them. So 2x by 3 remains as it is. In my right hand side I'm going to take LCM. So there is 10 by 3 plus 4 by 1. So the LCM becomes 3. So after that when I add it, it becomes 10. And here for 4 it becomes 12. Since 3 is the LCM, I have to multiply by 3. So here my numerator becomes 12. So 10 plus 12, that is equal to, when adding 10 plus 12 it is 22. And remainder, that is denominator you have 3. So it is 22 by 3. Now 2x by 3 is equal to 22 by 3. So here I have to eliminate the 3. So to eliminate the 3, I am going to multiply by 3 on both the sides. Here in the equation it is divided by 3. So if I multiply by 3, my 3 in the numerator and 3 in the denominator will get cancelled, leaving it 1. So 2x by 3 into 3 is equal to 22 by 3 into 3. Now 3 in the numerator and 3 in the denominator in both the sides, LHS and RHS gets cancelled, leaving out 2x is equal to 22. Now from this I have to find only the value of x. So transpose the 2 to the other side. So x is equal to 22 by 2. 22 comes 11 times in 2 tables. So x is equal to 11. So I have found what is the value of x. Next I have to find what is the value of y. Y plus 1 by 6 minus 3y is equal to 2 by 3. So here in this equation it is a linear equation and there is only one variable y. So to find the value of y, first I am going to transpose the constant term to the right hand side. So always remember when finding a solution for a equation, suppose if it is x or y, in this case let me tell for y, my equation in my in the left hand side there are two terms with y. Y plus 1 by 6 is the constant, minus 3y is another term with y. So I am going to keep the y terms on my left hand side and the constant terms on my right hand side. So first let me transpose 1 by 6 to the other side. So it is plus 1 by 6. When I transpose it becomes minus 1 by 6. So what is remaining? Y minus 3y is equal to 2 by 3 minus 1 by 6. Now here in my right hand side I am going to take the LCM, leaving the left hand side as it is as for now. So when I take the LCM, 3 and 6, what is the LCM? It is 6. So 3 2 times it comes, so 2 into 2 becomes 4. 4 minus 6 into 1 is 6, so it is into 1. So 1 into 1, 1 divided by 6. 4 minus 1 is what? 3 by denominator is 6. So 3 by 6 it is nothing but 1 by 2. That is my right hand side. Now taking the left hand side you have y minus 3y. So both the terms are having the same variable and there is plus and minus symbol. So you have to subtract the numbers. So you have y, that means that is 1y minus 3y. So plus 1 minus 3 is nothing but minus 2y with the variable, that is equal to 1 by 2. Now I have to find the value of y alone. So take the 2 to the other side of the equation, so that becomes minus 1 by 2 into 2 in the denominator itself. And what happened to the minus symbol? First I have taken the minus symbol to the others. I have multiplied actually. I have multiplied both the sides with minus. So minus into minus in the left hand side becomes plus, and here there is plus. So plus into minus becomes minus. So that is what I have done in that step. So y is equal to minus 1 by 2 into 2 in the denominator. So what is the final answer? Y is equal to minus 1 by 4. That is the value of y. Next sum. 1 by 3 minus x by 3 is equal to 7x by 12 plus 5 by 4. Transposing minus x by 3 to the other side. So what I'm doing, I'm going to take the variables to one side and the constants to one side. So I'm going to transpose minus x by 3, that is negative symbol, to the other side, making it as positive, and that 5 by 4 I'm just going to take to the other side, the next step. Yes, transposing 5 by 4 to the other side. So what I've done is I've taken the variables on the right hand side and the constant on my left hand side. Now here both the sides I'm going to take LCM. So 1 by 3 minus 5 by 4, what is the LCM? 3 and 4, what is the LCM? It is 12. So your numerator will become 4 minus 15 and denominator is 12. In my right hand side, same 12 and 3 is there. So the LCM becomes 12, and same you have the numerator as 7x plus 4x. Now subtracting 4 minus 15, that becomes minus 11 by 12 in my left hand side. And in my right hand side, 7x plus 4x, when I add it, becomes 11x by 12. Now to remove that 12 on my denominator, I have to multiply it by 12 in the numerator. So multiplying on both the sides by 12, it becomes minus 11 is equal to 11x. Now keep the x as it is and transpose 11 to the other side, so that it becomes minus 11 by 11. So 11 and 11 one times. So balance we have minus symbol, so minus 1. That is the value of x. Next, find x. So there are 3 sums, I guess. So we will be doing the sums. First sum, minus 3 of 4x plus 9, that is equal to 21. So here the value, this is a linear equation and the variable is only x, and we have to find what is the value of that. Yes, so minus 3, what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand the bracket. So expanding the bracket, that means I have to multiply minus 3 with the numbers inside the bracket. So I have to multiply minus 3 with 4x and with 9. So when I expand, what happens? Minus 3 into 4x plus minus 3 into 9. Yes, that is equal to 21. Now what is minus 3 and 4? It is minus 12 and x is there, so minus 12x. And here plus into minus becomes minus. 3 9s are 27, that is equal to 21. Now here I have formed an equation. Linear equation is formed by removing the brackets. Take the constant term, that is minus 21, to the other side, so that becomes plus 27. Minus 12x is equal to 21 plus 27. So adding 21 and 27, what is it? 48. So you're having minus 12x is equal to 48. Now multiply both the sides with minus symbol. So minus into minus becomes plus in my left hand side, and here in my right hand side there is plus into minus, that becomes minus. So 12x is equal to minus 48. Transpose minus 12x to the other side, becomes minus 48 by 12. So in 12 tables, 4 times you will get 48. Therefore the answer is minus 4. Next, 20 minus 2 of 5 minus p, that is equal to 8. Now similarly, how we did the first sum, we are going to do the second sum. Expand the brackets. So 20 minus 2 is multiplied with 5 along with the symbol, and again 2 is multiplied with minus p. So 20 minus 2 into 5 minus 2 into minus p, that is equal to 8. So after multiplying, what is the answer? 20 minus 2 into 5 is 10. Then minus into minus becomes plus. 2 into p is 2p, that is equal to 8. So we have 20 minus 10, subtracting the value becomes 10 plus 2p, that is equal to 8. Now take the constant term to the other side. So transposing 10 to the other side, it becomes minus 10. So you have 2p is equal to 8 minus 10. You have minus 2 as the answer there. Now transposing 2 to the other side, minus 2 divided by 2. The final answer is minus 1. Next, 7x minus 5 minus 4 of 2 plus 5x, that is equal to 10 of 2 minus x. Similarly, how we did the first and second sum, the first step is to expand the brackets. Okay, so 7x minus 5 minus 4 is multiplied with 2 and 5x. So 4 into 2 plus minus 4 into 5x, that is equal to 10 is multiplied with 2 and x. 10 into 2 minus 10 into x. Now after the multiplication, 7x minus 5 minus 4 into 2 is 8. Minus into plus becomes minus. 4 5s are 20. X is there. That is equal to 10 into 2 is 20. Minus 10 into x is 10x. Now always remember, after expanding the brackets and forming a linear equation, your first step is to take the constants to one side and the variables to the other side. So that is what I have done. I have transposed all the constant terms to one right hand side and all my variables to the left hand side. So you are having 7x minus 20x plus 10x, that is equal to 20 plus 5 plus 8. So first I am going to subtract minus 20 plus 10. So that becomes 10x. 7x minus 10x, that is equal to adding 20 plus 5 plus 8. I get the answer as 33. Now in my left hand side, I have 7x minus 10x. Subtracting those, I have minus 3x. And 33 is written as it is. To find the value of x, I have to transpose 3 to the other side. So minus 33 by 3. When I divide, the answer is minus 11. So the final answer is x is equal to minus 11. Now the last sum, we are having two subdivisions of this. Here you have to find the value of x and m. So in the first sum, I am going to find the value of x alone. Okay, so first sum, 3x minus 2 divided by 4 minus x minus 3 by 5 is equal to minus 1. So this is a different type of sum. In the left hand side, it is a fraction, and in my right hand side is just a constant term. So whenever there is a fraction, what we will do? We will find the LCM of the numbers. Yes, so taking LCM on left hand side. So 4 and 5, what is the LCM? It is 20. So taking 20 as the LCM, in 4 tables 5 times 20 will come. So multiply 5 in the numerator for the first term, that is 5 into 3x minus 2. And in the second term, 5 is there, so 5 4s are 20. So multiply by 4 in the numerator, 4 into x minus 3 divided by 20, that is equal to minus 1. So keep the right hand side as it is. You are just going to change in the left hand side. Now since there are brackets, I have to expand the brackets. So expanding, what happens? 5 into 3, that becomes 15x minus 5 2s are 10. Then minus 4. 4 into x is 4x. Minus into minus becomes plus. 4 3s are 12. Divided by 20, that is equal to minus 1. Now I have two terms with x. So I am going to club them together, and the constant terms I am going to take it as it is. So when I club 15x minus 4x, so one is positive, one is negative, that means I have to subtract. So subtracting 15x minus 4x, that becomes 11x, minus 10 plus 12 as it is I have taken. And what happens to the denominator? By 20, I am going to transpose to the other side. Yes, so that becomes becomes a numerator. So it is minus 20 into 1, that becomes minus 20. Here in my left hand side, I have two constant terms. I am going to club them together. So minus 10 plus 12 is what? 2. So you have 11x plus 2 is equal to minus 20. Now this is a simpler equation. To find the solution, keep the 11x as it is. Transpose 2 to the other side, becomes minus 2. So you have minus 20 minus 2. When you add those, it becomes minus 22. Now transpose x to the other side, becomes minus 22 by 11. So when you divide by 11, it becomes 2. So therefore the value of x is what? Minus 2. So this is how you find it out. Next one, m plus 9 by 3m plus 15, that is equal to 5 by 3. So here in this sum, I have to find what is the value of m. So here there is only one term, that is in fraction. both my both the sides, left hand side and right hand side. So what I have to do is I am going to cross multiply. That is, in both the equation I'm going to, both the sides I'm going to cross multiply. So cross multiplying, what happens? So 3 becomes the numerator for my m plus 9 term, and 5 becomes the 5 is multiplied with the numerator 3m plus 15. Okay, so now you have the brackets. Expand the brackets. 3 into m is 3m plus 3 into 9 is 27, that is equal to 5 into 3m is 15m plus 5 into 15 is 75. Next is to keep the constants on your right side and your variables in your left side. So I'm going to keep 3m as it is and transpose my 15m to the other side, becomes minus 15, and 27 I'm going to transpose to the right hand side, it becomes minus 27. So 75 minus 27 is the right hand side. So you have both the terms 3m minus 15m. Subtracting, you have minus 12m. Here in your right side you have 75 minus 27. Subtracting, it becomes 48. Next step, what I am going to do is I am going to multiply both the sides with minus symbol. So minus into minus becomes plus, that becomes 12 plus 12m. On my right hand side, minus into plus becomes minus 48. Now transpose 12 to the other side, so it becomes minus 48 by 12. Therefore value of m is equal to minus 4. So with this we have completed the exercise. Hope you all understood. Please go through the notes which is sent by your teacher. If you have any doubts, clarify with your teacher immediately. We'll meet in the next session. Thank you children. Goodbye and good luck.